fix this issue. Last time it was not recording because of the microphone on. So, Sister Parveen, I'm sorry about that. So you must not have understood the concept really well then. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. I was speaking and I was on mute. Sorry, I've fixed this issue. Inshallah, this will not happen today. But Sister Parveen, were you able to understand a bit from that, or do you want me to quickly revise it for you?
I think I did understand a little bit because it's when everybody else read the verbs that we were supposed to do like all of them to put them into the form. I heard them and I thought what they were talking about, but inshallah I think I'll probably understand.
Okay, so there's one thing I would like to ask you about that. Since when we have a normal fail, what are the part of a jumla failure?
Fail, file, and maful.
And what are the parts of a jumla failure mabni lil majhul?
You have a fail and then you have a naibul fail,
Naibul
the thing
fa'il.
that has been done. Yeah, sorry, yeah, naibul file,
Mm-hmm.
the thing that's like the cake was eaten. So was eaten is the fail majhul,
Mm-hmm.
and cake is naibul file, as I understood. Is that
What the
right?
action, like what the action was done to, or whom the action was
Yes.
done to. So it is done to part is now your naibul file, and there, and since we have maf'ul and mutaliq over there, so what do we have here in jumla failure mabni al majhul?
We have the zarf, the time it was done,
Zarf
or
and the one other thing.
if it's something that's jar majroor, it will be mutalik will fail like in the previous ones.
Okay, that's good. So zarf or mutaliq will fail. So that is
Yeah.
the two parts that we have here. So it looks like you, alhamdulillah, have understood the concept. So now we will start mudare mabni lil majhul. Now we'll see how we convert our normal mudare into a mabni lil majhul. So, mm, mm, mm. Sister Raisa.
Yes.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Can you please read for us?
Okay. Um, sorry, from where? I just joined.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it
So
now. Yeah, I
please,
was loading.
we have just begun.
Okay. Take a look at the following present passive fi. If
Af'al.
af'al. Yeah.
Mhm.
He is helped. Yunsaru.
Okay, so do it like we did it yesterday. So how we did it
Okay.
yesterday?
So first we change it to the hua form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yunsaru. Uh, nasara.
So now we're talking about the mudare, not the madi.
Oh
Nasara
yeah,
is a
sorry.
madi. So now we're
Yeah.
talking about
Uh,
mudare.
yeah. Yunsuru.
Yansuru, not
Yeah.
yunsuru.
Yansuru.
So
Yansuru.
huwa yansuru, right?
Mhm.
And what do we have here?
We have Yunsaru.
So do you see any changes? This sound any
Yeah.
changes?
The first one, the fatha changed to dhamma,
Mm.
and the second last, the dhamma changed to fatha.
Okay, so you did spot some difference, right? Inshallah, we will see how did things
Okay.
work out. So for the next one, please try yantasaruna.
Yantas
Yuntasaruna.
Yantasaruna. This one is Yantasaruna. Yans uh, Yantas Yansurun. Yansurun.
First converted into a normal mudare. Like, give me, if yantasaruna, what is the hidden pronoun?
Yan Yantas
Yuntasaruna, he's yantasaruna here, right, for us. So do you see a
yeah.
hidden pronoun in here, una ending?
Yantasaruna. Yeah, it's Antum.
Okay, antum has ta beginning. Do we have a ta beginning?
Oh no, Yantasaruna. It's a hum.
It's hum. Okay,
Yeah.
hum yantasaruna. So what
Hum
is the
yantasaruna.
original format for a hum here? If we put it into a normal Madare chart.
Yansuruna.
Yantasaruna,
Yantas. Yantasuruna.
yan
Suruna.
yantusuruna.
Yeah.
So from yantusuruna we have yuntasaruna. So something has
Yeah.
changed here as well.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, Mabni al Majhul, try to find the regular part first, because sometimes you can get confused if it
Yeah.
is a Mabni al Majhul or not. So if you have a
Okay.
right Mudare in your mind, so then you can easily find out that it is a Mabni al Majhul. Because sometimes I say some of al in Mudare also begin with the U.
Mm-hmm.
Like Aslama has Yuslamu as a Mudare. So
Yeah.
Yuslamu is starting with the U sound, and you cannot get confused that U sound is for Mabni al Majhul. It is a normal Mudare. So you should have to understand Mabni al Majhul to have to understand the normal of al as well. Okay,
Okay.
so that's why
Yeah.
I'm asking you to do this exercise so that you may not make a mistake, inshallah, in the future.
Okay.
So do the rest as well, them as well.
Uh, تخ تخرج.
Hmm.
So for this one would be تخرج. تخرج. For
Okay, first
here.
of all, he, fahiya, hiya or anta.
Here or anta. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be hiya or anta. They have put it as she, so it is ar, hiya.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be ar takhruju,
تخرج.
so
Yes.
it will become tukhraju. Okay, very good.
تخرج. Yeah. Um, أرفع. أرفع. So this one is أنا.
Hmm.
So it would change into أر أرفع.
Arfu, very good.
And the last one is يعجبنا.
Yujabna, very good.
يعجبنا. يعجبنا. يو يجب يجبنا.
Yujubna, very good.
Yeah.
So what is the hidden pronoun?
It's هن.
Honna, because of the sukoon and noon, right?
Yeah.
So very good, very well done. Bravo, sister. Raisa. Now I would like Sister Samia to please read the characterization that has to we have to follow to convert a fi'l mudare into mabni al majhul.
Present passives are characterized by the following. Number one, the first letter gets a dhamma.
Okay, so now you have to apply it on the example as well. Read one by one and apply it on the yunsaru.
Okay, so yunsaru, the first letter is ya, so we have put a dhamma in, replace the fatha with a dhamma.
Mm-hmm.
Yuntasaruna, we've replaced the fatha with a dhamma in the ya.
Mm-hmm.
Tukhraju, we've replaced the fatha on the ta with a dhamma on the ta.
Mm-hmm.
Urfa'u, we've replaced the fatha on the, urfa'u.
It will be
Yeah, we
arfu'u.
did
Arfu'u
it.
converted into urfa'u. So alif hamza has got what?
The dhamma on it.
Dhamma on it.
And same with the
Yojabna.
يعجبنا يعجبنا, we replaced the fatha on the ya with a dhamma on the ya.
Okay, very
Number
good.
two. Oh,
Now you just put all the others one on the yunsaru only. Okay.
okay.
Uh,
So number two, every other haraka becomes a fatha. So the sad becomes a fatha.
why not noon?
Why not the ra?
No. Why not the
Then
ra
the
and why
haraka,
not the noon? So when we say every
the
other
noon has the
haraka, we
yeah,
say that the sukoon are exempted, right?
yeah.
Like we did
Hmm.
yesterday. And why
Okay.
not ra? We will see it later, inshallah, the next point.
The next point. So the haraka on the last letter of the original form remains the same. So there was a dhamma in the original form on the ra, so it remains a dhamma on the ra. And if there's a sukoon on the word, it does not change. So the
Okay,
noon will have a sukoon on it.
it does not change. So same two rules from the fail madi, that if we use a sukoon in any fail, we will not change it to anything else. It will remain the same. Last letter remain the same. So all the changes that are going to happen in Mabni lil Majhul is before the last letter and other than Sukoon. So in Madi, what we did, we put the Dhamma, and then what we did last time?
You did the kasra on the second to last letter and dhamma on everything else apart from sukoon.
Exactly. And now what we are doing?
Now we're putting a dhamma on the second to last letter and no, we're putting a dhamma on the first letter and
And
a fatha on everything else apart from the last letter.
so in Madi, the changes were happening on everything other than the second last letter. Like if we have one, two, three letters before it, it has to change, right? Now what we are doing, we are changing everything other than the first letter, and last letter is excluded, right? So we put Dhamma on the first letter and we change the other letters to Fatha. And in the previous one, what we did, we second last letter we put the Kasra and we put Dhamma on the every other letters. So these are the two main uh, uh, things that you have to remember to differentiate between Madi and Mudari. Is everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, so since you may not forget it, write down on the paper Madi and Mudare in front of each other, like just put two columns and then note it down in front of each other so that you have a quick reference in your hand, inshallah.
So this is now mudari,
This is now
mudari.
Mudare. So for Madi or Mudare, the common thing is Sukoon does
The
not change.
sukoon doesn't change.
The last letter, Haraka on the last letter does not change. For Madi, the second last letter get the kasra and everything else before it changes to Dhamma. So emphasis is on what? The second last letter. That has kasra and the other everything before that is changing to Dhamma. In Mudare, the first letter got the Dhamma and the everything that is after it other than last letter is getting a Fatha.
Ustaza, can you repeat the Mudare sentence, please? Because I like to copy what you just said.
Okay. In Fail Mudare, the first letter got the Dhamma and the other letters after the first letter will get the fatha other than the last letter which is exempt, right?
Jazakallah.
So everybody done writing?
So both of them, the last letter is exempt, isn't it?
Last letter exempted for both of them, right? So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
these 2 points are common,
And the sukoon is
is not
unchangeable.
unchangeable. Yeah. Okay, so whoever is good at notes, please take a snapshot and put it into group so that who are just listening today are busy with their activities may have a chance to note it down as well.
Okay, my writing's not that neat, but so-
So I think Sister Raisa must have a good handwriting. What about that, Sister Raisa? Do you?
Uh, uh, not really, but okay, I'll try.
Okay. Something tells me that you might have a good handwriting. You're good at taking notes of something. I don't know. An angel
I
said to
just
me in
wrote
my
it
ear.
down really quick, but I'll have to write it again then.
And then
I
just
wrote
whenever
it
you
down so
have
that
time,
I
do it
understand.
neatly and post it in the group, inshallah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's begin with the example of conversion, inshallah, like that we did last time. Now we are going to do it again with the failul mudare. We did istaghfara converted into ustaghfira. Now we have yastaghfiru, it's mudare form, and we are converting it into a mabni lil majhul. So, Sister Parveen Maroof, I want you to do step by step, like reading the points and applying it on yastaghfiru.
Okay, inshallah. So number one, begin with the active form, which is
No. I'm not
yastaghfiru.
asking about these points. I'm asking about the points that we studied before, like the first letter get dhamma, the 4 points that we discussed.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, inshallah. So yansuru
No,
is
yastaghfiru. We have to apply it on yastaghfiru.
oh, okay, sorry.
Those points.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. So yastaghfiru is the mudari form of astaghfara,
Mm,
and so we put the dhamma on the ya from change the fatha to a dhamma,
mhm,
so it becomes you instead of ya,
So it
and
becomes yustaghfiru.
yeah, yustaghfiru.
Then
So then we change um we change everything. Uh,
no. First,
no,
you have to tell me that we do not have to touch the last letter.
yes, we don't have to touch the last letter, and we don't touch the sukoons neither.
So
Uh,
what are we
but
left with?
we're left with the dhammas on everything else, and we change them to fathas.
Okay. Now
Um,
in this particular example, yustaghfiru. Now we are left with, we cannot change ra because
no,
it
we
says
can't.
it's the last letter. Now we
It's the
have two
last letter.
letters that have sukoon on it, the sa and the
Yes,
gha. The sa
we
and
can't
the
change
gha
them.
cannot be changed, so it will remain the same. Now we have ta and fa that we have to play with.
Yes,
And what's the rule
and
says?
the rule says that we change the fathas. So sorry, the dhammas, and there is no dhamma here. It's a fatha already on the ta, so we keep that. And then the fa has a kasra, so we change that to a fatha then, because we can only do the fathas apart from the dhamma on the first and leave the last letter
Okay,
in the
there
screen.
is something you are saying that may confuse you later.
Okay.
What the rule says that you put dhamma on the first letter, right?
Yes.
And the other letters that does not have sukoon, it doesn't say it have dhamma, fatha or kasra. Whatever they have originally, they all change to fatha,
Okay.
right? So yustaghfiru has one fatha and one kasra, but we convert both them to the fatha. You can come up with the example where there could be a different um, uh, harakat on it, but the rule to remember is that you have to convert them all to what? A fatha, other than the
Okay.
last letter.
Okay. Inshallah.
So that way, if you do it this way, you will not make mistake, inshallah.
Inshallah. So it's a dhamma first, and then everything else becomes a fatha apart from the last letter, and we leave the schools.
So what did we get in the end?
Yustaghfaru.
Yustaghfaru. Very good. Is everybody clear on that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, Sister Raisa, I want you to do yaqtuluna.
Okay. Yep. Yaqtuluna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first we need to change it to the actual form. Yaqtuluna.
Yaqtuluna is an fi'l mudari form, right?
Yaqtuluna. Yes. So it's yaqtuluna. It's home form.
Hmm.
Okay. So first we need to change the first letter into dhamma.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be yuqtuluna.
Mm-hmm.
And then next we need to change every other harakat to fatha except for the last one and the sukuns.
Yes.
So here we change the ta with the dhamma to fatha. So
First
you
tell me what do we not change, then tell me what we will change.
okay. So we don't change the last letter, the nun with the fatha,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't change the letters with sukun.
And which are in this case?
The waw and the qaf.
Wow and the qaf. Okay, so we are left with how many letters?
Yeah. We're left with one.
A one?
Yeah, we're left with one. The ta.
We left with ta, but lam have why we are
Lam already has the wow, yeah.
but why not we changing lam?
Because it already has the dhamma.
But we are changing all the dhammas to kasra fatha. Remember the rule?
Every other gets a fatha. Oh yeah, we do.
So why we are not changing it here?
The la.
What is an original word? What is the addition?
The addition is the wow and the noon.
So what is the original last letter?
The lamb.
Lam is the
Oh,
original
the
last
original last
letter.
letter. Okay, so not the addition one, the original last letter.
Original last letter. Remember why
Oh,
we are
yes.
considering ya as a first letter? Because fi'l mudari ya is the of a
Parts of
part
the
of a word, but the
body, yeah.
addition in the end are not considered as a part of a word. Okay,
Okay,
so you
okay.
can be see that why we are including ya, we should include noon as well because ya is addition as well. But
Mm-hmm.
ya is the sign of a mudari. Ya,
Okay.
ta, alif, noon are the sign of a mudari. They are the part of a mudari word. The
Yeah,
changes in the end, like the harakat and the and the ani, these are the addition to give you the pronoun, hidden pronoun
yeah,
inside it. So that's
yeah.
why we do not include them as a part of a original word.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Ustaza, can I ask something, please? So, yuktalu is huwa madi madi huwa yuktalu
Huwa yuqtalu.
majhul
Okay.
majhul.
Majhul. Huwa yuqtalu will be the mudare majhul. Yuqtalu. Huwa
What
mudare
you're
majhul.
looking at
Sorry,
is
I was
Arabic.
saying no, sorry, I was saying that qatala would become kotilu.
Qatala will become qutilu.
All right, is that why the lam is original then with the dhamma then?
Exactly. Exactly.
All
The
right,
last
okay,
letter we
okay,
do not touch either it's a madi or a mudare.
okay,
Right? That's
inshallah.
why
I
we write
didn't know.
down that the common rules are between madi and mudare is that we do not change the last letter and we do not touch the sukoons.
Yes, because I didn't understand. I thought it was because of the wow, because the wow always likes a dhamma in the end. So
No, I explained that
now
in
I
very much
understand.
detail yesterday, but since you couldn't
Yes,
listen, so now let me explain
yes,
it to you again. Then,
okay,
when we're
inshallah.
talking about the madis, we do not have anything in the beginning, we only have the changes in the end. And the changes in the end are due to the hidden pronoun inside it. So original letters of the word are in case of Nasara is non noon swad and ra. In case of Qatala is qaf ta and la. In astaghfaru it's alif sin ta gha fe ra, right? So
Yes,
these are the original letters, but it's in the hua format for a madi. And
yes,
whatever is adding after it is just because of the inside pronoun. So whenever you're doing the changes, you remember what are the original letters, the original first and original last letter. But now when doing a mudare, so thing that can confuse you, the rule for the last remain the same because the yansuru and surani and suruna, the ani, una, these are the additional for the pronouns. But
yes,
ya, ta, alif, and noon are also additional to a fail. But these additional is just to for the addition of a mudare. They are not the addition of the pronoun. So they are considered as a letter as a part of a word.
yes,
So that's why we considered is ya, ta, alif, and noon as a original first letter. And
yes,
we'll make the changes. But the same rule apply as we did for the madi, that we do not consider una, ani as a original word, and we look at the last original word and then we freeze the harka on it.
yes.
Is
Okay,
that clear?
exactly. Yes, alhamdulillah.
Okay, no problem. So we
I
have a
did miss
chart.
out then.
Sorry?
I said I did miss out a lot then yesterday.
Yeah, that's why I just look at you and you, mashallah,
Yeah,
got the
yeah,
gist of it. But yeah, this is
no,
extra explanation other than the
no,
what
no,
book has given us. So inshallah, we will repeat that today anyway where we are doing it. So it's not much loss. Inshallah
no.
ta'ala. So Sister Samia, can you please read the chart for us?
Memorize the chart below. Notice how the haraka differ from the haraka on the non-passive version.
Hmm.
Huwa yan huwa
Yeah, yeah, it's
yunsaru.
good. Give me the original and the both.
Huwa yansuru. Huwa yunsaru.
Mm.
Do you want me to read the English?
It's fine. We all know the English.
Okay. Huma yunsaran. mm, um, Huma yun. Huma yansurani.
Uh-huh.
Huma yunsarani. It's
Okay.
very hard to get
I
used
know,
to
I
the
know.
name.
If do you have a book in front of you? Can you get the original one in front of you?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
will help you, Inshallah.
Okay. So, هما ينصران
Hmm?
هما ينصران
Mhm.
هم ينصرون هم ينصرون
Mhm.
هي تنصران
Mm. Hiya tansuru. Hiya
I'm reading
tansuru.
I'm reading the okay هي تنصر هي تنصر
Okay, now do it this way. I will give you a mudari regular, you will give me the passive one. Okay?
yeah okay
Huma tansurani becomes
هما تنصران
mhm. Hunna surna.
هن ينصرن
Anta tansuru.
أنت تنصر
Antuma tunsurani. Tansurani.
أنتما
Tansurani.
yeah.
I missed a
أنتما
word.
أنتما تنصران
Antum tansuruna.
أنتم تنصرون
Anti tansurina.
أنت تنصرين
Antuma tansurani.
أنتما تنصران
Antunna tansurna.
أنتن تنصرن
Ana ansuru.
أنا أنصر
Nahanu nansuru.
نحن ننصر
Okay, so that I said yesterday that you do not absolutely need to remember these chart, because if you remember the rules, you may not need to remember the chart. If you know, remember the fail mudare chart and you remember the rules for conversion, you can convert any fail into mudare. But if you are good at memorizing, then if you remember the chart, this will help you, inshallah.
yeah.
So, drill number 4 we are going to do, and Sister Raisa, can you give me the passive version of yajma'u, the all the huwa ones, like
All the
huwa
whole.
huwa row,
Oh,
okay?
okay. Yeah.
Third person
Okay.
masculine row, yeah.
Okay. So the first letter gets the dhamma. It
Mm-hmm.
would be uh hay hay
It's yajma'u, right? Yeah, yajma'u.
Okay, yajma'u.
Mm.
So it would be yujma yaj yuj yujma'u.
Yujma'u. We do not change the
Yeah.
last letter, and then it will become yujma'u. And we do not have to change the jim and meme because meme already
Yeah.
had a fatha on it. So it will become
Yeah.
yujma'u. Easy.
Yujma'u.
So
Yes.
give me Homa and home as well.
Yujma'u. Yujma'uni. Yujma'uni.
No.
Wait. Yujma'u. Yuj.
Go with the original Mudare chart. That's why I say first say Mudare and then you convert it.
Okay. Okay. So first would be yuj. Yajmu. Yajmu.
What is the Homa? What is the ending?
يجمعاني.
Yajma'ani, right?
Yeah, يجمعاني. So it would be يجمعاني.
Yajma'ani, right? You don't have to change
Yeah,
anything else,
it
right?
was yes, yeah.
Okay. Now home.
Now home is يجمع. It would be يجمعون.
Mm-hmm.
يجمعون. It would change into
Yajmu'una
يجمعان.
will change into
يجمع يجمع يجمعون.
Yajmu'una will change into majhul.
يجمعون.
Yujma'una, right?
يجمعون. Yeah.
Okay. Now Yahuzu.
يأخذ.
Mm.
Do I still do the
Give me the here one, the
Okay.
feminine one.
Okay. So the first change into Dhamma,
Mhm.
and every other change into Fatha, except for the last one. So it would be yukhadhu. Yukhadhu.
Yuhazu. Yes, very good.
Yeah. and the تؤخذ
تؤخذ. Very good.
تؤخذ تؤخذان
تؤخذاني.
and تؤخ تؤخذ تؤخذن تؤخذن.
تؤخذنا. تؤخذنا. Very good. Very well done. Now, Sister Parveen, do the same.
Can I try one,
Who is there?
Habiba?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, you can try.
Walaikum
Yuallimu.
assalam. Okay. Yuallimu. You. It is already you, so it remain the same, no?
Yes, remains the
You.
same.
Then allimu. Meme doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
Then other two become fatha.
Mm-hmm.
So you allamu.
Yu'allamu.
Yeah.
Yu'allamu. Very good. Now give me the here feminine row, please.
Okay. Ta'al, ta'a, ta'allumu. Then ta'allumu will be to, uh, to, to, sorry, to,
Okay.
lamu.
Remember u-a-a.
U, a,
U-a-a.
a. Because Ain Sukun should be same, no?
There is no sukun in here.
Ta format, in the ta format, here format, it will be Ain Sukun.
No,
Tansuru.
because the noon has sukun in the original letter. Here's no, we do not have a
Oh,
sukun on n. There's no rule that to second letter to have a sukun. Did we study something
okay.
about that?
Okay. Noon is on the original form, there
Like
will be,
we have
is there?
yajma. Okay, look at this, sister. We have yajma'u. Jim has what? Sukun. Ya'akhazu alif hamza has a sukun. But yu'allimu, the second letter is n and does not have a sukun. It has a fatha. It's not necessary to have a sukun. We never studied this rule ever before, right? It the
Because the Alimu and Nasara is the Nun Fatha.
What are you
Nasara.
confusing it? Did we studied
Uh,
any harakat on when we were studying fi'l mudari on the letters? We studied only that the fail can have any haraka and in its form, but the changes will only be in the end or the yata alif nun beginning, right? So we do not care whatever the haraka the second,
okay,
third, fourth
okay.
letter have, right?
Okay, then uh, Ta'allamu.
Ta'allamu.
Tu'allamu.
Tu'allamu. That's better. Okay. So hiya tu'allamu. Huma.
Uh, Huma mm, tu tual tualla
Mm-hmm.
mani
Tu'allamani.
tualla mani and Hunna is um, you you al you allu you al you allah
Yu'al.
you allamna.
Yu'allamna. Very good. Very good. Now try yakhluqu and give me the anta masculine one.
Yakhluqu anta. Anta is tansuru.
Mm.
Anta tansuru. Tansuru, then yakhlaqu takhlaqu takhluqu. Then tukhlaqu.
Tukhlaqu. Anta tukhlaqu. Antuma.
Tukhla tukhla tukhla
Mm-hmm.
kuna
Uh, uh,
tukhlakani.
Lahtaqani. Yes. And antum.
Antum tukh tukhlu tukhlukuna
Not lu.
tukhlakuna.
Tukhlaquna. Tukhlaquna. Very good. Very well done. Now, Sister Parveen Maruf. Yab Athu and Yunshiu. You have to do these two. And you have to give
Okay.
me the, for yab atu, you have to give me the anta masculine one.
Anta masculine. Okay. So the ya will change into the fatha on the ya will change into the dhamma. The spoon will remain, and we already have a fatha on the ain, so that will stay, and the last letter will stay.
Mm-hmm.
So it will become yub'athu,
Mm-hmm.
and antuma will become
And
yub'atha.
anta, first thing, anta.
Oh, sorry, anta will be yub'athu,
Now, anta has a
and
what beginning?
oh, sorry, sir, yeah, sorry, we'll change to ata,
Hmm.
tub'athu, tub'athu,
Tabasu,
sorry,
yeah, no problem.
tub'athu, and antuma will become tubasani,
Mm-hmm.
and antum will become
Same thing.
antum will become tub'athuna.
Very good. Now, yunshi'u, you give me the anti one.
Okay, anti, the ya will change into atta
Mm,
with um, and it's already got dhamma on it, so it will stay as a dhamma.
mm-hmm.
So it will become tun tunsha'ina,
Tunsha'ina, very good.
yeah. And the antuma will become tunsha'ani,
Mm-hmm.
and the antunna will become tunsha'na.
Very good, very good. Excellent. This is what we did similarly for Fail Madi. So when you have time, inshallah, try to apply it on the drill, and you will get used to it. So initially it was looking very difficult, but now you see, you, mashallah, you can
Yeah.
do it easily with practice. Now, Sister Samia, yuqatilu, and give me the anti chart, please.
فأنتِ تنصرين.
Mm.
So this will be أنتِ uh, um,
Okay, what are the changes that we need to do?
we need to do the first letter to a dhamma,
That it is the Dhamma.
and the rest of them need to be a fatha,
Mm-hmm.
apart from the last letter.
Mm-hmm. So what do we need to change here?
We just need to change the ta
Okay, so
with the kasra on it.
huwa yuqa talu.
Mhm.
So now give me the anti.
So أنتِ تقاتل تقاتلين.
Tuqatilina, anti
تقاتلين.
tina, right?
Yeah.
Tuina. Okay, now if for this it is tuina. Anti tuina.
Tween. Yeah. Mm.
Okay,
أنتِ tween.
okay. Antuma.
أنتما تقاتلان.
Mm-hmm.
and
Antunna.
أنتن تقاتل تقاتل تقاتلن.
Tuqatilna. Very good.
قاتلن.
And now for yataqabbalu, give me the ana and nahnu.
Okay. يتقبلوا. So أنصرونا. أنا أنصرونا. So this will be أنا
First, do the huwa, that otherwise you will be confused.
ينصروا. So this is يتقبل.
Mm.
يتقبل.
What
This is, we're not changing that. يتقبل. Yeah. So
what do we need to change here?
we need to change the ya to a dhamma.
Mm-hmm.
So you, yuta, and the rest is the same. So it's just
Yes.
يتقبل.
Yes.
So أنا أتقبل.
Mm-hmm.
And then نحن نتقبل.
Very good. See, even
Yeah.
don't you do if you do not remember the chart, you can do it if you have the your concept right. So Alhamdulillah, we finished the Fi'l Mudari one. So but there is one little topic here. Let me see. Let's complete this one as well. So I want Sister Raisa to please read for us from Learning to Recognize and Translate Passives.
Learning to recognize and translate passives. When looking at a fail, you should be able to determine whether it is past or present and whether it is active or passive.
Okay, so we know when you look at the word, if a word is beginning with the oo sound, it can be our fail, madi, mudare, mabdil, majhul, anything. Because uh, if it's the original letter starting with the oo, we cannot be certain that every oo is a mabni lil majhul. Most of the cases it is, but not everything. So what do we have to look at? If the all the if the oo is accompanied by oo is accompanied by oo and e, then it is our mabni lil majhul madi, and if is then it is our mudare mabni lil majhul. So are you getting it? Otherwise
Yeah.
it is our regular fail madi or failul mudare. So first thing what we did, we try to convert madi and mudare into mabni al majhul. Now we are trying to looking at the word and trying to eliminate that whether it is a mabni al majhul or not. Then we will say it is a normal one. So it is called a reverse process, right? So what do we need to remember? The madi rule, which is the u e, right? Since the madi, the second last letter remain and the others become the u sound other than sukoon. And in the mudare, we have u a a. So first letter is u and the other is a a. So if you have this pattern, then it is your mabni al majhul. Otherwise, it is your normal fail madi or fail mudare. Okay, please keep on reading.
Okay. First, determine whether it is past or present. Do so by looking for an alif, ya, ta, or nun
Mhm.
beginning and a mudare ending or one of the madi endings.
Okay, so at the first you have to say it's a past or present. It is a mabni al majhul or it is a normal. The beginning and endings are the same. Like there is a madi, you do not have the extra alif ya to ta and noon. But if you have a mudare, you will find these four letters in the beginning, and in the endings, the for mabni al majhul or normal, it will remain the same, right?
Yeah.
Please carry on reading.
Okay. If it is past tense, look for the e sound, one or more one or more dhamma or one kasra.
And one kasra.
Yeah, and one kasra.
Mhm. Okay, so when we have a past tense, what did we study yesterday? That we convert every haraka before the second last letter into the dhamma. So if there is a haraka and this is dhamma, and we have a fatha as in the end, other than the last letter, then what we have, we are looking at the mabni al majhul madi.
Yeah.
Next one, please.
Okay. If it is present tense, look for an a sound, one dhamma, and one or more fatha.
Okay, so as the rule says, the first letter converted into a dhamma and the rest will become the fatha. So if we have dhamma followed by fatha, 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 other than the last letter, right? It could be one fatha, it could be two or three fatha, depends on the original word. So if we either have a sukoon or a fatha, you do not find any other haraka in the mudare mabni lil majhul. Next one, please.
Find the inside pronoun.
Okay, so last thing is inside pronoun that we do regular as for the regular ism, for fail, we do it for the mabnil majhul as well, that we find out what is the inside pronoun is, and that we do by the ending, sound or ending, haraka, in both cases, of madi and mudare. So is that clear to everyone?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
Alhamdulillah. So we do have time today. So would that be complicated if I start give you something about translating as well? Or do you want me to end here today?
We can try it.
Okay. If you find it overwhelming, please let me know and I'll stop there. So, Sister Parveen Maruf, can you please read for us?
Translating. Once you have figured out the tense, the inside pronoun, and whether it is active or passive, you should be able to translate.
Okay. So, thing is that if we figure out uh, the the inside pronoun, first thing when you look at the word normal or mabni lil majhul, you look at the outside pronoun by the ending and you say it is huwa, hiya, huma, anta, anything, then you will see by the sound that I just discussed that it is an active or a passive. So if you identify it's active or passive, then what are the two main parts of the jumla failure for normal one, sister?
Fail and file.
So it's a fail
And
and file and a fail and the doer, right? So we have an action
yeah,
and the doer. And when we're talking about the mabni lil majhul, what do we have?
we have a fail and then we have a naibul file.
Which means an action and on which the action is done to.
Yes,
So that like the we may have the similar looking words, but the translation will be completely opposite if we do not pay attention on the mabni lil majhul thing.
yes,
So if we have active normal present tense, then we have like she ate the cake, right?
yes,
And when we have passive, the cake was eaten. So cake has been eaten, or the cake, or you have was, were, or have, has been included in as a part of your fail. So that's how you translate the passives. So please read the points given.
okay, the point. Number one, past passive translates as X was something
Something
ED.
and with the ed, because in English language we add ed, or in the third past participle form um, of a verb, right? Like we
Yes,
have eat, we have eaten. If we have work, we use worked. That's why they say ed form, but
yes,
sometimes you do not have an ed form. Put will be put. So we will use the English grammar of the past participle form. Please say the second one.
the number two, present passive translates as X is something ED.
So when we have present, we have to use the is, am, are. When we have a past, we use was and were to denote the exact tense, right? So let's do this drill.
Okay.
When we have to,
So,
yes, please attempt the first one.
okay, Holiku, that would have been, it's this Halaka, the original Mudare, sorry, Madi,
Mhm.
uh,
How do you identify it's samadhi?
because it hasn't got the yadata or
Alif and nun.
you know, yeah, the eighth in at the beginning, so
Very
it's
good.
Samadhi.
It's samadhi. Say
Yes,
majhul or malum.
it's module because it's got the on at the beginning instead of a fatha,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not khalaqa, and
It's
it's
a.
got the kasra on the second letter.
Mm-hmm.
So the two, and then it would have been khaliquna, but for some reason the noon has been dropped in the end, so it's khaliqu, so it's hum.
It's the lightest form.
Yeah, the lightest form, yes. So it's
Okay.
khaliqu, it's hum.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. So what is your pronoun? Is the home, right? And
Yes,
how would you translate? Khulika means khalaqa means to create.
yes.
The khulika,
So
khuliku.
khaliqu would have been created.
So
It's been created. No,
they
it's been
they the pronoun
they
is
are
they, right?
created.
They were created. We are saying what we're
They
talking
were
about
created.
Madi. So it will be they
Yes,
were
they were
created.
created.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. Now, Sister Habiba, you there with us? Sister Habiba. Okay, I think she's not there with us. Sister Samia, can you
Yes.
attempt limna?
Mm-hmm. علمنا. So this is also Madi because we don't have a Ya, Ta, Noon, Alif beginning.
Mm-hmm,
And because it's O and E,
mm-hmm,
so this will be the majhul.
mm-hmm.
And the pronoun is na, so it will be nahnu.
Okay.
So this will be translated as so al
Allam,
ala is
allama
knowledge
to teach, I think.
to teach. Okay, to teach. So
I'm
we
always
yeah. So we are taught.
okay. We are. You say it is Madi.
Oh yeah, sorry, we were taught.
We were taught. Good. Uh, Let me check the meaning of allama. I always forget between allama and darasa. I always get confused between these two. I think darasa to study and allama to teach, but let me just correct it. Allama. Yeah, to teach. Yeah, good. Nufaddalu, sister Raisa.
Yes.
Nufaddalu.
نفضل. Oh, نفضل. It's So first we look at the tense. It's nu with the nun. So it's مضارع.
It's beginning with the noon, so it is a mudare.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, it also has the dhamma at the end, so we can also, it's مضارع. نحن.
Okay, it's nahanu.
Yeah.
Nahanu nufaddalu.
Okay, so first, okay, so if it's active or passive. Um, no, fadalu, nufdulu, nufdulu,
If we are talking about the present mabni lil majhul, then what
yeah.
should be looking
So
at
the first letter gets a dhamma, so there's a dhamma, and every other letter gets a fatha. There's a kasra, so it is not a passive, it's active.
It is active. Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
And the pronoun is nahnu.
The pronoun is nahnu. And nufaddalu means fadala means to prefer.
To prefer, so we prefer.
So we prefers.
Yeah, prefer.
Prefer, yeah. Okay, now sister Parveen, umirtu.
Sorry, it's me again. Am I alone today?
Sister, no, I think you three are here to respond me
Okay,
today.
that's fine. Okay. So, umirtu is umirtu. So that's the two in the end,
First
and
of all,
that's
give me the
so that's
beginning.
the beginning. Okay, so that's from the word ama amara, I think, is the madi, and the majhul will be yu'miru.
Okay, when you say that it's alif beginning, then we are talking about the madi or a megdare.
No, well, this is um this is mudare. This one. But I went to the madi form of it.
Okay, if this is it is mudare because uh, if we it would be ana, then
Yes,
it could be ana umirtu as well for the madi,
yes, Anna.
right?
Yes,
So but this
yes,
umirtu alif is the part of it, so it I think it is madi.
it's madi. Okay, so it's madi umirtu.
Mm.
Um,
This alif hamza is the part of the letter, so that's why it is.
okay, it's throwing me off.
Yeah, I know. That's why I clarified it to you. So it's the ana,
This is part of the word.
but alif is a part of the word. So it is what do you think? It is mabniul majhul or normal?
I think it's normal then. If it's part of the word.
If it's a part of a word, then do we have to worry about what letter it is, or do we have to worry about the haraka on it?
No, we don't. We don't have to worry about the letter then.
Then do we
It's
have to
just the
worry about the
harakat.
haraka? So what is
Yeah.
the mabni lil majhul madi rule says?
The Madi rule.
Miss, may I take my leave? I have another class to attend.
Okay, no problem, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa
So,
alaikum assalam.
so um, it would be like Nasartu would be. Uh,
Okay, what is the rule
would
for the
be,
madi
it would,
mabni lil majhul? I'm asking you the simple question. Then
yes,
what
it's
are the haraka changes that we need to do? Is that the
it,
if we're talking about madi, is the first letter or the second last letter?
the second last letter stays the same. The first one gets a
No, no, no,
dhamma.
no, no. The last letter
For,
remains
for,
the
for
same.
Maj-
What about the second last
yes,
letter?
that gets a kasra.
Do we have a kasra here?
No, we don't know.
So
No,
what is the second last letter here?
the second last letter has got a school sarah.
So what is the second last letter? Second last letter is not ra. Second last letter is
Oh no,
meme.
no, no, sorry. It's a meme. Yeah,
Because
sorry,
we
because
are
the
talking
two.
about madi,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Sis, if
yes,
we have
yes,
a madi in mind, then ta is what? The
yes.
addition.
Then yes, yes,
So we have a second last letter as a meme, and meme has what?
kasra.
And what is the first letter got?
Dhamma.
So is that a normal or mabni lil majhul?
It's mabni majhul.
So it is majhul. Umirtu.
Majhul. Yes.
So now
Umir.
translate umirtu. Amara means to command.
Yes.
So
So Umir, I was commanded.
I was commanded. Very good. Now, Sister Samia, yatazakkaru.
Let's have a quick question. What does mabni mean again?
Mabni lil majhul. Mabni means
Majhul is passive.
mabni is to made. I think
To make.
mabni means a building or structure, like to make something.
Okay.
Mabni lil majhul, like mudare mabni lil majhul. The mudare made into a majhul, like a hidden doer.
Mm-hmm.
Majhul is something which is not known, unknown. So here the doer is unknown.
Yeah.
So
So when we
madi.
say when we say the other one, which is ma'loom, how do we say that? Fi'l mabni ma'loom? No.
No, no, we know Fabni Malum is something that we are saying as an active as a Malum, but the doer is
Okay.
known. So
Okay.
instead of saying normal, they in English they put it as Malum. Like a
Ma'loom.
doer is
Okay.
known because Majhul is unknown. So
Yeah.
Malum is the known.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, now please.
So يتذكر. So yeah is the beginning. So we know that this is مضارع.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sound المضارع. And then they're all fathas.
So
Oh,
we
I
have
think.
ya beginning, right? So what
Yeah.
it is? Do we have any ending or additional ending, or it's all is a?
No, no, we don't have an
So
additional
what
ending.
is the do we have as a pronoun?
So this will be huwa.
This is huwa yatazakkaru, right?
Yep.
Now, give me what is the beginning? Do we have Dhamma beginning?
So, sorry. So no, we don't have a, because it's a fatha.
So we do not have to look anywhere else because for it is the Madi, Mabni al-Majur, Mudare, Mabni al-Majur, they all begins with the Dhamma. So no
Sorry,
Dhamma, no
one minute.
question of Majhul.
Okay, so, okay, yep.
So this is our Mudare and this is our normal or Malum
No,
one.
no, yeah.
Our
There's no dhamma. Okay.
pronoun is huwa and tazakkara means to remember. So
Uh-huh.
how do you translate it? Yatazakkaru.
So we said it was mudare, so he will remember.
Or he remembers.
Yeah, he remembers or he will remember. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So safe is to say that he remembers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Now, Sister Parveen, again your turn. You will make up for whatever you missed yesterday.
So if this was
Inshallah.
passive, if it was passive, then it would be he was
He was remembered,
he
and
was
that
remembered.
would be you.
You yeah.
Yutazakkaru.
يتذكر.
Yutazakkaru.
يتذكر.
Yes, good.
Okay.
Now, please, Sister Parveen, the
Okay.
Turjaun.
Okay.
This is the last one, then you all free to go.
Okay. So turja'una, it's got the on, so it's majhul,
Mm-hmm.
and it's anta, and so it's anta, antum actually, because it's got una sound in the end. No, no, turja, turja'una,
So it's antum turjauna. Antum
yes,
tarjauna. Yeah. So what do we have here? Some majhul or malum?
it's majhul because it's got dhamma, and then it's got a fatha,
Dhamma and a
and
fatha. So
then
it is a majhul.
majhul,
Yes. Very
and
good.
and what you explained to me with the other one, because the mount, the n is the original dhamma, the wow and the noon are the signs of the plural there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's turja'una.
Yes.
It's
Turja is a majhul. So if the raja'a means to return,
yes,
turjauna means
turja'una. They were returned, or
no.
they,
Tur you said it is antum, not hum.
yeah, antum, yes, antum turja'una.
So what is the hidden pronoun in English?
It's all of you,
All of you
yes,
returns. Were
all of
all
you
of you are returned.
returned, yes.
All of you are returned. So this is how we end the class today, inshallah ta'ala.